Hi, this is Virginia Gordon, a licensed counselor, and you're listening to the Teen Pod Podcast, sharing hope for all of us who desire to mount up with wings like eagles. Get comfortable with being uncomfortable. We have the world to change. Hello and welcome to Wisdom Wednesday, a time where we take a moment, get rooted, and seek wisdom to better our lives. Today, I'm going to talk a little bit about perfectionistic tendencies. Are you a perfectionist? Well, mental health professionals say that perfectionism tends to be a risk factor for mental health. In other words, the more perfectionistic you are, the worse your mental health is, essentially. That basically just means that being a perfectionist isn't doing you any favors, and if anything, it is only increasing your anxiety and or depressed mood, among other things. So let's talk a little bit about this some more. One way that I've seen it to be a big problem is in teenagers. If that teenager doesn't get the grade that they think their parents will appreciate and that they think that they're capable of, they go into a downward spiral of thinking patterns and pretty much feel like a failure. That can then lead to more serious problems like suicidal ideation, particularly if that student is already burnt out. Thinking patterns have a great way of either just knocking us off of our feet or promoting us to new heights. Being a perfectionist is all around hard. Another way that I've seen it is young adults where they really don't know how to take down the mask of being perfect. And this then affects their ability to connect with people. If anything, maybe in some way, shape, or form, they've convinced themselves they're perfect, but they really know that they're far from it. When you can see and when you can show that you are imperfect, it creates what people like Brene Brown call vulnerability. And what she says is very true. Vulnerability cultivates connection. One psychologist states that a great way that you can approach excellence is seeking to master a few things, but try not to be perfect in absolutely everything. Because if you are, not only are you going to burn out, but so are your loved ones. A great way to move forward if you have perfectionistic tendencies is to cultivate what psychologists and mental health professionals called psychological flexibility. And that is be okay with the way that things are. Be clear on your values and practice giving compassion to yourself. This oftentimes is referred to as self-compassion. One client I had who has a strong faith basically has written down this that helps her refocus and remind herself of what is the truth. And with thinking patterns, that's a great way to make progress. Because essentially, the negative thinking patterns that even though they're not based in truth, it's almost like they've gained momentum over the years. So you got to give the other side a one-up. Write it down and keep it in the forefront where you can see it. She wrote down, "We were never meant to be perfect. We are made to live in this world dependent on Jesus, who gives us supernatural strength. Where we are weak, He is strong." This girl, this client has explained that this really, really helped her overcome herself. Essentially, she was getting in her own way of reaching fulfillment and discovery of her creativity and talents because she was so focused on being perfect. I hope this message encourages you today. May we have a wonderful Wisdom Wednesday. Bye-bye.
Thank you for listening. To hear more inspiration, visit myteenpod.com. If you like today's message, please bless someone else and share it with a friend.